Hey, it's your boy SergDragon, and welcome back to another edition of the Heavens Monsters podcast. With me today is T-Money.
If you smell what the lion is cooking.
Today we're going to do a speed run of AEW on March 25th. This would be like the second or third time that the stadium would be, it's the second time. The stadium would be empty. So, for those who are wondering how we doing in Houston, we're doing good. They're keeping us a little tight on the lockdown, telling us to constantly, what do you call it?
Don't get close to each other or you'll catch
Yeah, hold up. I'm trying to remember what it was called. Is that over there?
Social distancing.
Social distancing, yeah. Well, don't worry, we also got this. Got the hand sanitizer, so.
But they say like don't get too close to each other because if you get close to each other, one of us could breathe on each other. And
That's if you got it. That's the unknown. That's the problem. I know I don't. I tested negative. In which case, what? Did you get tested? You might want to.
Yeah.
In which case, we start tonight with the match Cody Rhodes versus Jimmy Havoc. Ultimately, this match ends in the favor of Cody Rhodes, while people in the back who, mind you, they're supposed to be...
Hey, Sergio, I was just
Hold up.
There.
Right. There we go. That was work related. It was social distancing is what we were supposed to do, but they got social gathering in that little locker room in the back. Last week, we had people on one side and the other. Not this time. Weird. With them placing bets on who would win, Jimmy Havoc or Cody Rhodes, a lot of them were mad saying, Cody's a fraud. Next, we have Jake the Snake Robert on the big screen talking to Cody Rhodes, issuing an invite so they can make what they want perfectly clear. He constantly teases him saying, all we want is that. Even going so far as to mention the fact that he didn't even know the name of his wife, Brandy Rhodes. Stop lying. Your 2 cents on that?
It was good, man. Good. Nice.
Next up, we have Super Bad
Kip
Saban with
Penelope Ford
versus Darby Allin. And ultimately, the match goes to Darby. That sounds like a girl's name every time I hear it. Big Hurt Jake Hager and his squad comes up with squared up with Chinko Adams. What the?
Chico Adams.
Yeah, and he pretty much wins with that submission hold of his, and that's it. And chokes the choke, yeah. Arm triangle in a quick match, yeah. Next is the AEW champion Jon Moxley walks down to the ring, right behind him, and pretty much just quick hits him with his special paradigm shift real quick, forcing Jake Hager to go on the run. So apparently we're going to have Jon Moxley versus Jake Hager for the AEW World Title. Is that what it looks like? It looks like to me. In the video package taped earlier, he's got some words on this. Brody Lee was shown eating a steak dinner with 2 of his Dark Order minions and was upset with them. One wanted to eat while he was still eating, the other who sneezed. So, how did you feel about that?
I don't really big fan of that. I didn't really care, so I just...
There was big controversy on that. Why?
Because that was WWE's thing.
Why? Mention it.
Because Vince McMahon used to do that.
During
the Attitude Era.
QT Marshall, the
Exalted.
the Exalted One, Brody Lee, was next. And of course, the Exalted One makes quick work out of QT. QT is not having a good rap right now. Mm-hmm. Damn, boy. In his debut, that was his debut match. Mm-hmm. The Exalted One. Oh, that's an insult. One of the Dark Order minions dropped a minion mask on QT's face. Oh, damn. That sounds like it's going to be something. Tony Schiavone said there was an update on Nick Jackson's condition, brought up Viva Vanguard 1. That means Matt Hardy's drone. The drone flew down to the Nick Jackson's house in whatever that is, Rancho, California.
Rancho. Cucamonga.
What it is?
Rancho Cucamonga.
Where it was transmitted its signal. Vanguard 1 spied Nick training his way back to good health. So he's up in about 61% of his health. It says here. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. Next up, we have an interesting thing going on. We would have Kenny Omega go up against Sammy Guevara for a title I did not know he recently obtained. The AAA World Title Belt. Damn. Mm-hmm. He's been busy going to Mexico. I thought we were closing the borders. How'd he get it? Mm-hmm. I know he didn't get through plane, did he?
He's probably talking about before all that happened.
We had this going on 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. This is the third week we've been doing this. Mm-hmm. In which case, in this match, it went back and forth until Kenny Omega won the match. Damn, it really was going for a while. Yep. Le Champion, Chris Jericho, then calls out Matt Hardy. And you know for a fact, this was edited, paced up the ass. Mm-hmm. Because of the fact that you can only do this in an empty stadium, showing the effects of the woken or broken Matt Hardy teleporting from one place up the top of the Raptor in front and then pushes the barricade. And Chris Jericho goes along with it like, how did you do that? Mm-hmm. I am magic. Mm-hmm. Then they go through the usual. And before this happened, this was, I guess, Chris Jericho is scared of the Elite, mm-hmm. maybe the Dark Order, because he is trying to mingle his way into having more members of the Inner Circle. Even going so far as to recruit Vanguard 1, the drone first, talking about freshly oiled. Instead of using in your hands reference, in your propellers, mm-hmm. and saying the hottest new drones. I'm like, what the hell? Mm-hmm. And robotic cigars. It's like, hey, you get back here. You don't walk away from me. Mm-hmm. You don't turn your back on me. You rule the day. You rule the day. You tell Matt Hardy. And we got the piano playing. That's when he made his entrance, mm-hmm. with the teleportations. He then goes and says the same thing, issuing what's going on, why he should be with the Inner Circle, why he shouldn't be with the Elite. And he says, what is going to be, the Inner Circle or Elite? Like I said, they've mixed words, but we're trying to speed this up. And all he says is, delete! What is it? Circle or Elite? Delete! And then he goes, Elite! Delete! Elite! Delete! 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 Elite! Delete! Oh, shoot. I fogged it up. The focusing is messed up because of my finger going all over the place. There you go. In which case, man, I like to use that word, don't I?
Yeah. I like obsolete.
Yeah, that's another thing he said. Instead of, because he mentioned that there's nobody in the audience. He mentioned all these figures. He mentioned George Washington, Beethoven, and Martin Luther King. I was like, what? I was like, okay, he's got the spirits coming about. And he's saying that there is also that there is no one singing his song, but soon there will be song being sing that you'll fade away and classify yourself as obsolete. I was like, oh, he brought that. He's bringing that to AEW. Seriously, it looks foggy as hell. There you go. There you go. It focused on my face. Overall, it was just mentioned, and you know he had to mention this. Chris Jericho mentioned how he is in the shadow of his brother, in the shadow of this guy, in the shadow of that guy. He said, I am the shadow of nobody. Ultimately, Chris Jericho then said, I can tell the future too. I can do magic. Hocus pocus. Matt Hardy gets his ass whooped. And of course, Sammy Guevara comes in and is a 2-on-1. And they don't even see Cody Rhodes with a chair and Kenny Omega coming in, and they both get a whooping. And that ultimately, and we got a freaking Undertaker reference. Because we see him waving his hands, and all of a sudden the pyrotechnics showcase that the fires are going. And then he goes, delete, delete, delete. And that's the end of the show. What's your 2 cents on this? What was the most memorable thing in this episode?
I like the Matt Hardy and Chris Jericho thing better.
So you like the fact that Chris Jericho was looking like an idiot?
Yeah.
You stupid idiot!
Yeah. I like Chris Jericho and Matt Hardy.
Yep.
I grew up on him.
So that's it?
Yeah.
Like I said, it was going to be a quickie. 11 minutes. Well, actually, it's going to be a little bit more because we got to mention our brethren. I do thank my brothers for trying to let me know what was going on their end because of what's been going on with the lockdown. If not them, their parents or their guardians are actually saying that they shouldn't be going out to my place. So we couldn't do it this weekend at my pad. But hopefully, courtesy of the lockdown, unless it's been extended, ending this Friday on April 3rd, hopefully with WrestleMania coming the next day on Saturday. With WrestleMania, hopefully we get to do some of the podcasts for those coming this week.
So you're saying that this will be over?
What?
Coronavirus.
No, the lockdown that the mayor, the Harris County put. It said till April 3rd.
Okay.
So, let's see.
Everybody get to go back to their jobs.
I can't say what will change or what will stay the same or worsen.
Yeah.
I can't say. Right now, we got America is number 1.
Yeah, it is. It's always been
on on the most germs right now.
Okay.
Because it was China before. And now they're saying because China did this, China did that to prevent it, while us Americans and our young youth are walking around interacting with each other and just spreading the virus on any given surface. I can't deny that. Because I've seen people.
I'm about to say,
especially what we've been hearing on the news, man. They screwed up.
Okay,
Did you know? Hold up. Before you give that 2 cents.
Okay.
Did you know that they said this on the news that we actually had a homeless person that was tested positive. That means he got it for the coronavirus and they let him go.
I didn't hear about that.
They announced it last week.
Okay.
I don't know which day it was, but it was on the news. And that went viral on how many people were upset that that hospital got such a bad rap for that. Such a bad rap. I don't know which one it was, but oh my God. Because you know my memory sucks.
Well,
but I can't forget that. I can't forget that part. That you don't forget easily. Okay?
Well, look at it. He's a homeless person. Question that they're going to get him.
Yeah, so because of that, they're going to actually try and put a facility for the homeless people. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. When you said America's number 1, we always been number 1.
Yeah, but for good or worse, right? In this case, it would be worse.
Yeah. We've been number 1 for many years.
Yep. Back to the subject of ending this video. A shout out to our fellow brethren, the Heaven Monsters podcast crew, in which case we have Xavier Hill, Mike Henry, Andre Mitchell. A link to their YouTube channels will be in the description down below as always. And a remaining shout out to Renee, Farrell, Chris Petrie, Delvin, and of course, T-Money right here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You didn't, give it a thumbs down. Hit that subscribe button, like the content. Hit that notification bell for the next Heaven's Monsters podcast. And we'll see you then. Peace out.
Bye.